Hi, my name is Catherine Smith. My presentation is on Jamestown and the excavations that have been discovered to piece together what scientists and archaeologists have found to support theories that happened over 300 years ago. In April 1606, after Queen Elizabeth died, King James I grants permission for Virginia Company to set sail and begin their journey. The purpose to send these 3 ships full of people were to acquire a permanent base to search for gold and other kinds of raw materials to send back to England. At this period in time, England was a poor country hoping for a way to bring a profit back to their country. On December 20th, 1606, 3 ships were on their way to the new Virginia area. The Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery were sent. All members made the voyage without any casualties. On April 26, 1607, the 3 ships arrived to the Chesapeake Bay area to begin an exploration. On May 14, 1607, the first colony makes history. They are the first permanent English colony in North America. This is a picture of the Jamestown Fort. They were surrounded by water and forest on all sides. The summer of 1607 was extremely tragic for the Jamestown colony. Half of the colonists died during these very harsh summer months. The major reasons for so many deaths came from a shortage of food. This time is known as the starvation time or starvation period because of the new climate and the new land they were not familiar with. They had a very hard time getting their crops to grow. The hostility from the Indians did not make this any easier. They were also a major contributor to this starvation period. The colonists were too afraid to go outside of the fences of their fort because they were afraid that the Indians would attack while they were hunting. Desperate times called for desperate measures in this day. Colonists resorted to eating their own dogs, horses, and eventually they resorted to cannibalism. They fed off of the colonists who had already died of starvation. Word got back to England about them failing and not being able to eat, and they had to convince England to send new food and supplies. They reported to England that their new goal was to convert the Indians to Christianity. In December of 1607, John Smith is trying to rebuild the new colony. He and a group of his men are out hunting when he is captured and brought before the Indians' chief, Chief Powhatan. It is believed that the daughter of Chief Powhatan, Pocahontas, saves John Smith's life from her own father and her own tribe. This slide is a painting of what John Smith looked like. This painting reflects what occurred in 1607 as Pocahontas saves the life of John Smith. She also plays a major role in helping the colonists grow food and also trade with the Indians. On September 10th, 1608, John Smith is elected for president of the colony. He is chosen because of his leadership skills and knowledge on growing the colony. Once president, he was very strict on the colonists. John Smith had a famous quote for the colonists: "He that will not work shall not eat." Smith did not believe that the colony could run properly without the help of everyone in it. So, that being said, if you did not put in the work, you did not reap the benefits that were produced. In the winter of 1609 through 1610, the colony goes under attack again. Chief Powhatan orders another major attack on Jamestown. Starvation sets in again, and they are back to desperate times and desperate measures to survive until another shipment arrives from England. In 1611, John Rolfe enters the picture and experiments with growing tobacco. The Spanish were primarily the tobacco growers, but Rolfe decided to go ahead and give it a try for English profit. Aside from growing tobacco, John Rolfe had the most contact with Chief Powhatan and helped build the relationship between the colony and the Indians. This picture portrays John's determination to get tobacco to grow. In 1612, John is finally able to send tobacco back to England for profit. It is said that Jamestown exported 20,000 pounds of tobacco back to England. Pocahontas is captured by colonists and brought to Jamestown in April of 1613. While she is in Jamestown, she is converted to a Christian and her name is changed to Rebecca. A wedding takes place between John Rolfe and Pocahontas on April 5th, 1614. This brings a temporary end to the war between colonists and Indians. Archaeologists have discovered many pots, tools, and other artifacts that prove that Indians actually lived inside the fort after the war. They became an asset to the Jamestown colony. In this picture, it depicts John Rolfe and his new bride, who later welcomed a son. On March 17, 1617, Pocahontas dies while in England with her son and her husband John Rolfe. Their son stays behind in England to be raised, but John Rolfe returns to Virginia. In 1618, Chief Powhatan, who reigned over 10,000 square miles, passes away. After his death, his brother begins a new war with the colony. This attack kills over 347 colonists. So what's happening now? Over 750,000 artifacts have been identified and cataloged to help archaeologists and scientists piece together what has occurred over 300 years ago without actually being there. Items such as coins, pots, religious items, bones, and tools have been found. The most recent item that has been discovered was in April 2016. A grill was uncovered. It just goes to show that the colonists cooked just like we do, but without modern technology. They cooked with the grill and pots. Without all of these pieces to the puzzle, we could not know the whole story of what happened in Jamestown.